Leviticus 19:27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard. So this is the passage that tells men that they shouldn't mess with the corners of their beards or round the corners of their heads. And yes, in context, this is really more telling the Israelites that they should not, be like the heathen around them. I guess the heathen, they would, put shapes in their head, just mess with their hairline, to put designs in their head and stuff, So God don't like all that fancy stuff in their head, writing stuff in the head. God does not like that. But what I want to talk about is the beard. Now, in today's culture, Western culture, men shave their beards off, and that's called a clean look. Culturally, having no beard and having a smooth face, okay, that's a clean look. It looks good. Men are supposed to shave off their beards, right? And when you have a beard, it's like, why do you have a beard? Okay, so biblically, I believe that, God wants men to grow their beards. God wants men to have a beard. I believe that biblically, based on this passage right here. But in the Bible, usually when something is important to God, He has it in more than one place. And I don't think that there are any other passages that instruct, I'm not sure, that instruct our men about their beard. However, you can see in the Bible where every man had a beard back in, the Old Testament time. And even New Testament, Jesus Christ had a beard, they plucked out his beard. Isaiah talked about that. King David had a beard. Talks about and King David went to the Philistines and he was acting crazy. They say let the spittle run down his beard. When he sent his delegation to Ammon to speak peaceably to the king's son who helped him, the king who helped him, they cut off half the men's beards and stripped off the clothes to their buttocks and sent them away. So men had beards. Back in Old Testament, they all had beards. So if these men just received the law from Moses and they had beards, right? You never saw where they were clean shaven. So I don't understand how it is that today a man could read the Bible and say that it's okay to cut your beard off. So one time I heard a Jewish rabbi said, in talking about beards, that, yeah, you shouldn't mar the corners of your beards, but God never said you should have a beard. Yeah, I thought it was so weird, because God never said that you shouldn't have a beard either, right? So, his argument was you don't have to have a beard because, I look at Jewish people. Jewish people don't obey a lot about the Bible. They don't, like for example, pork. They eat pork and all kinds of stuff. But this was a rabbi, a Messianic Jew who recognized Jesus Christ and really into the Torah. And I don't see how you can read the Torah and not have a beard, not want to have a beard. Even to be just like King David, and be like Jesus. Just want to have a beard. But according to him, the Bible God never said he should have a beard. He just said don't mar the corners of a beard. So my thought is, okay, if God says to you, don't mar the corners of your beard, then isn't a beard important to God? How do you get past that and say, okay, I can't mar the corners of my beard, but I can cut the whole thing off? So God don't want you to cut the corners. But he didn't say don't mar the corners of your beard, or just cut it off. If you're gonna mar the corners, just cut it off. He didn't even say that. God here presumes that a man has a beard. He assumes that a man has a beard, And it says, okay, this is how you ought to treat your beard, is what he's saying basically. I'm assuming, God gave us beards, gave men beards. Yes, I know there are some men that don't have beards. I get to that. So, God gave men beards by default. Men have beards by default. Women don't have beards by default. Yes, I know some women have beards. The exception proves the rule, as a man say. So, God is saying, okay, it's like God is talking about clothing. He didn't say, okay, cover your nakedness, and okay, if you don't if you don't want to, or a better example, he says, okay, women should not wear what pertains to a man, or man to a woman, right? Women don't wear men's clothes, men don't wear women's garments. But if you're not going to, if you don't like that, just don't wear any clothes, right? Probably a bad example, since God talk about nakedness, and cover the nakedness, but yeah, that was a bad example. But God presumes that men have beards, so he says, okay, this is how to treat your beard. I don't see how you get past that and say, okay, I'm going to cut my beard off. No, to men that don't have beards, yes, there are some men that don't grow beards. I understand. Let's say Native Americans, for example, don't grow beards. Okay, but that's not the majority of men. Most men grow beards. Native Americans not growing beard is not normal. It's something, a mutation that happened with them, I don't know. But it's not normal for a man to not have a beard. Same way it's not normal for a woman to have a beard. Okay? If I saw a Native American man that had no beard, you wouldn't look twice, like, okay. You wouldn't look like, oh, that man don't have a beard, right? Because you can cut your beard off. It's a woman that has a beard, you're going to look twice, right? So if a man has a beard or don't have a beard, it doesn't turn your head. Woman has a beard, that turns your head. So that's not normal for women to have a beard, right? So our beard is God-given, okay? And I always say it's like a lion's mane, okay? It's a God-given thing that we have. It's a good thing. It's something that God gave to us. And in this, why the rabbi said it's God never said they should have a beard, because he wants to fit in with the culture. And it's good, it's a good and normal thing to fit in with the culture. You get further ahead in this world when you fit in with the culture. But if the culture goes against what God's saying, we shouldn't be so eager to fit into it. Okay? You can have a beard and it's nice, I'm figuring out ways to keep my beard real neat like it is right now, without marring the corners and all that stuff. Took me some time, years actually, to really get my beard to look like this, So I love having a beard. I think it's great, so it's very manly, it's a good thing. So I'm gonna keep my beard, and I believe that God wants men to have beards. I think it's when we try to obey God and live for God, and He blesses us. I don't really want to please men and women and those I just want to please God, and I believe that the laws and the rules that God have in the Bible, they're for our benefit. We might not see or understand what it's for, and the culture might not like it, but I think that we should aim to please God. So God's saying, don't mar the corners of a beard. He's saying, when you have a beard, basically, all right? And he's not saying, okay, don't mar the corners of a beard, and or just cut it off, No, he presumes that men have beards, so men should have beards. So thanks for watching, and man up, keep your lion's mane. Ladies, hey, we don't actually cut your breast off, do we? Nah, we don't do that. Right? We don't ask men to cut anything off. If you have a beard, a woman, cut the beard off though. If you got a beard, yeah, all right. God bless.